One of the greatest things about September is you get to go out and chase elk in archery season while they're rutting. Very unique draw for a lot of people, and you know, it's not as easy as a lot of hunts. It was pretty special this year to go down and hunt some of the areas that I grew up hunting, because my father passed away this last summer, and I really wanted to get back down there and hunt some of the land that I was able to grow up hunting with him, and you know, kind of remember some of the times we had. And so we were able to join Huntin' Fool and John Makeoff on his phenomenal ranch down in the southeast corner of Idaho. This hunt was very physically challenging. We were averaging anywhere from 8 to 14 miles a day, depending on which part we were at. We were hiking up in the mornings and trying to get in positioning, and then the wind would change each day, and you would have to hike all the way back down the canyons and come in from a different angle. So we usually set up for 1 to 2 stalks in the morning and 1 to 2 stalks in the evening. And sometimes they would take, you know, 2 hours to get into place. And there were times where you would belly crawl through the sagebrush up to the Quakies, and you know, just to get there in time to feel the wind shift and the herd blow out. They can see you and you can still kind of make, you know, positional moves, but if they smell you, they're gone. They go out 2-3 ridges and you don't catch them again that day. But we chose to do spot and stalk, and it was a really mixed area with a little bit of sagebrush, a little bit of quake and aspen, which they love to hide in that thick stuff, and then a little bit of pines.
I'll show you how to ride a wheelie on one of these too. Actually, I'm really hoping to not ride a wheelie on this thing.
We kind of mixed it up on the ranch. We all got to hunt with different people each day, and that's the whole purpose of Huntin' Fool and Kryptek joining, to be able to experience different things in different days. And the first couple days got to hunt with Jared Lyle, and Jared is such a quality guy. We had so much fun and learning different aspects of elk that, you know, sometimes you still at 45 still learning and experiencing different things with the elk, and we got to hear things that we normally don't hear on public land bulls. And you know, we equated it to Jurassic Park sometimes at night, because it was just complete chaos. So many different sounds. And then I got to hunt with Logan from Huntin' Fool, and that guy's a stud. He definitely likes to walk, and he knows where elk go, and it was just a lot of fun. We laughed a lot. There was one day where he brought his son Zane along, and we spent out all day in the rain without rain gear and little food, because you're trying to go as light as possible so you can go quick as possible. You know, it was a very physically demanding day, being cold and wet, just trying to go light. But Logan is a phenomenal guy, and really enjoyed hunting with him. On day 4, I had glassed up a big 5-point. He had big fourths. He was a mature 5-point. We had found him in a different canyon, and so we'd kind of set up, and the wind was swirling pretty good, and it ended up that he came out of a patch of Quakies, and the wind was right at my back, and I knew everything was just gonna blow up. That was exciting. Really makes you have a low, you know, the days that you struggle, and then when you do harvest, the highs are beyond explainable. So Butch and I were hunting opposite canyons, probably separated by 3 different big ranges, and there was this specific bull that him and I had multiple opportunities of. I had him at 98 yards, I had him at 70 yards, I had him at 60 yards. Butch had similar experience, and this bull had so many cows with him, there was just tons of eyeballs, and it was really hard to get in on. Super cold that morning. I had snot rolling down my face, and I'd stalked in, and there was a bunch of cows, and I couldn't move. When we heard all the bulls down in the timber, we decided that I would sneak in by myself, and the cameraman was going to try and stay up on the hill about 40, 50 yards. Because there was just so many eyeballs, to have 2 guys in there working in is very difficult. And I knew that if I just waited it out, sooner or later, they were going to make a mistake. And sure enough, he came through the herd, pushed his cows up, and he went past me the first time at 40 yards and came back to circle through his herd. He stopped at 45 yards and bugled, and I was able to release an arrow, and I saw it just hit perfect.
Oh, he shot.
And he took about 5 steps and stopped. And there was bulls going everywhere and cows going everywhere, and they were screaming and cow talking, and he stood there, and then I saw his legs get weak, and he just tipped over, and as he hit the ground, it's so dry up there that it was just a cloud of dust. And it was a really satisfying feeling to put so much time and effort in every single day, glassing and spotting and stalking. And as I came back, I saw Logan and our cameraman Jacob there, and you know, I ran up the hill, and it was just a lot of excitement. All the guys that have hunted archery and even rifle, when you put a lot of time in and you physically and mentally and emotionally go up and down through the whole hunt, when you finally go up and you're able to grab that bull and pay respects to him, you know, the emotions and the excitement that run through you are very hard to explain, and really, unless you've done it, you really don't know. And that's why there's so many people that are hooked and addicted to elk hunting with a rifle or a bow or a crossbow or however you hunt them. It's just a really special experience.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
We're golden right here.
Listening to the zoo go on.
Wind change, I'm like,
And all the cows was going like this, and he was going the other way. Had a little window about like that. I watched it. And then it stuck in a tree behind. Dude. Haven't lost an arrow, baby! No arrows!
that's what I told him.
Yeah, it was so amazing. That was probably one of the most exciting. Like, literally so much going on and trying to keep track.
Me and Jacob were sitting up there drinking coffee. We had elk going by us about 60 yards, and we're drinking coffee. We're like,
He goes, hey, let's have a little coffee before you go down there. So he pours me a cup of coffee. He's like, you gotta stay alert. I drank a cup of coffee.
John has put together such a great piece of property and conservation with elk. Very particular on how, you know, the animals on there are pushed and also hunted. It was just a really great experience. So Logan brought his boy Zane, and I have a son named Zane, and I got to bring him along a couple days. The night before I harvest, I got to take him along on a hunt, and sharing that experience with him and the experiences that I shared with my father and seeing how Logan shares them with his son was just very special. To be able to experience some of the nature sounds of elk and how they truly rut without a ton of pressure was really cool. And seeing the interactions with him and his son and seeing the interactions with me and my son, Zane, was really unique. So overall, this was the first archery hunt that Butch and I were able to do, and this is something that we talked about 10 years ago when I first met Butch. And because we both have not only a draw to this area because of his grandfather and where he had shot an elk, but to the multiple elk that I'd shot down there with my dad. It was just a great experience to hunt with him, archery style, backcountry style hunting. And you know, want to give a special thanks again to John and the Hunt and Full crew, and being able to collaborate with them was really great.